Because we should be like, what's the silly face for?
Just into what you think. Just what?
Sandra's nervous. Right, we're going to wait for some people to join. Just one person would be good. Because at the moment it says 0. We'll give it 10.
Well,
We'll give it 10 more seconds. Sandra's a bit nervous.
no,
Not that anyone's watching right now.
Oh, exactly.
Maybe we should have advertised this.
We can't. We have a little one, so.
This is not a good start.
Well, let's just sit comfortably.
People will have thousands of views on replay, I'm sure. Okay, Sandra, do you want to introduce the show?
Hello.
We've got one person watching. Go on.
So welcome to Traitors 5, episode 5, our review on it, and I think we had a lot of hopes of how it would go down and everything, and I think it started off quite tame, and we're like, oh, it doesn't seem like a good episode at first.
It was a bit, the first half of the episode, I think halfway through I went, yeah, this is a bit dead, this episode, but then it really, we'll get to that at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, I was fuming at the end that we didn't find out the answer, but let's take it point by point. So, the murder, we weren't really too excited about this at the start. If the one viewer could let us know if they could hear us okay, that would be great in the comments. Hopefully we'll get up to 2 in a minute. So we had it between Charlotte, David and Kate.
Yeah.
We both said before the show, we thought that David was gone.
Yeah.
They've spoken about him a couple of times. Not really going to be brought back to them. So I think we were both surprised Charlotte went. Why do you think they went for Charlotte?
Well, because apparently the reasoning was that she was very loud and she was throwing a lot of theories. Okay.
Oh, thank you, Pauline.
So she was throwing a lot of theories of this person and this person, and they were scared that she might come onto them. So they were saying that she could potentially be dangerous one if she gets it right. But I think they've made a mistake because David is quite clever, and we can talk about it later regarding
well, he's not that clever, but we'll get to that later. So
clever enough to observe and speak when he should.
I thought Charlotte was a decent player. Out of the 3, she was the one I was hoping they'd keep in. So I was a bit disappointed she went. She was nothing special compared to like an Alan Carr or a Joe Wilkinson or someone like that, like for comedy. But she was a good player, good character. Disappointed she's gone. I understand why they did it in a way, because it doesn't really go back to them. She always goes for someone in the wrong way, but she's a big personality, so it could have been dangerous if she got a traitor eventually, picked someone out at the round table. But
yeah, she said she was very outspoken. That's why she thinks she's gone. So
that's the issue with this game.
yeah.
If you speak up and get someone out.
Yeah, but then there's Stephen Fry.
What do you mean?
Like, he does say his things, and that's why he's like, oh, I was really scared during punishment that, you might go for me. And, like, and the thing is, he's so gullible. He would just say, and I totally agree with you, and stuff like that. And you're like, you're not helping your case at all. So, it's, like, he's very outspoken, but he's also very smart. But people usually keep him because he's the smart one. So in case of, oh no, we're in trouble, we don't know who to vote for. Oh, Stephen, what do you think? You're the smart one. And they sort of refer to him. But he is like a white little sheep that sort of like leads, and he seems innocent. But if he does say something, so they do ask him, but he does say something and he is quite well spoken. They're like, but it's like, but yeah, usually you do say something, and you're like, you can't win.
But do you think they're keeping it? Do you think that Jonathan wants to keep him in because as soon as Stephen's voted out and they see if he is, and they see he's a faithful, then they're going to think, so that means Jonathan's a traitor.
Yeah.
So it suits Jonathan to keep him there.
Yeah, that's why he went for
up
David.
Up to two viewers. Hello, other person. First live stream. I'm trying to get up to 3 or 4 now in a minute. We're just reviewing episode 5. Thanks for joining. So, yeah, the murder was a bit. We thought it was always going to be dead. There wasn't any huge name in there, so that was okay. And we've lost the second viewer. That's very upsetting. Anyway, we'll get back up to 2 in a minute. The task. We've had some really good tasks this series, especially.
It's when Claudia said, "Watch your step," I was like, "Ooh, what does that mean?" And everybody got really
I
excited.
thought they're going to be like really high and like have to do like a jump or like a bungee jump or God knows what.
Yeah, something maybe new, different.
So the nets was a bit, you know,
They've done it before.
Yeah.
Sort of similar situation, but it was just in twos, isn't it?
going up in the air is fun. I mean, there was one where the sort of stuff went down on them. That's, you know, it's pretty dead, isn't it? But the task was okay. Jonathan had some knowledge about people, which is why I got a couple of questions right. But compared to the other tasks, which were like, you know, the singing task and when they were get all the rainwater coming on, and this one felt again quite dead. So I think the first half of the show, like we said, it weren't that enjoyable, to be honest. It was just like, oh, okay. But then the second half of the show is where it really picked up. There was a lot more dynamics. I mean, I said before the show I thought Jonathan was going to go. We'll get to the round table later. But obviously, that's completely like, I think he got one vote, did he? Like Jonathan, do you get 1 or 2 votes at the round table?
I think he got one. I think
only one.
Yeah.
So, loads of different theories. David, out of nowhere, thinks Joe Marler is a traitor. What did you think of that?
David thought it was Joe.
Big Joe.
Well, I get it because he's so vocal. And whoever they said, oh, it's this and this and this person, they seem to be going and they're all faithful. So I get it why it just suddenly, oh, so you're the meditator in this group. You're the one who's throwing names and we're like following you. So I get it. Which sort of made me think, normally if you were Joe, you would be like, right, if you think it's me and I know I'm faithful, I won't say anything, you know, because now it's just literally my ass is burning just because of you. I'm trying to help.
Yeah.
And I'm made to feel the guilty one now. And like, that's so not the case. So I get it. Why? But I think he was just shocked that suddenly his name was thrown in when he's really trying to be helpful and really cut to Traitors.
He really sort of smirked, didn't he, when David said his name? He just looked at the other Joe and just went like, the two Joes have like a really good friendship going on. They're two good characters. And there was that point where Joe Wilkinson said, "Joe, David thinks it's you." And he went, "How?" And he went, he said, "I think it's Joe."
Wrapped up in his pink blanket. Oh, it was hilarious.
That was so funny. But no, who else was there? Celia's really thinks it's Jonathan. That might have been the only person that voted for Jonathan, but there were no votes there. Who else?
She was very quiet, I found, during
this episode. People were talking about.
Overall, she was very quiet.
Because we'll get to Kate and Mark, but there were other people, like Kate was mentioned by some people that. And you can imagine Kate just not offering no opinions, and I think I'd be really annoyed if I was in there, if I'm a faithful. And she's just there going, oh, I don't know. Even if you're a faithful, you'd be like, you're useless.
You say something, you're the worst faithful there is.
Like, this is just, you're of no use. If you're just going to sit there, oh, la-di-da, I don't know.
Well, she said in the banishment because she was forced in the situation. She'd thrown 3 names.
Yeah, literally, yeah. So that means she probably does have names, but maybe she just thinks, that's got me this far. Like you say, look at Ruth, who went for Jonathan, and she's killed. And they're still not picking up on that, obviously, because Jonathan's still...
Yes, but to Traitors, Kate was one of the choices to get out as well. So
say that again.
In the to murder, the 3 traitors did mention Kate's name as well before. So you're like, so she is of some sort of threat to them, even though she's not really saying anything.
I wouldn't be scared of her. I'd be much more scared of Charlotte than her.
Is it they want to murder her because she wouldn't be banished? Is that what you're saying? Is that what the
I think another flaw in the... I love the game, but another flaw in the game is the smarter people just leave early. They get killed off earlier.
Yeah.
And if you think of Series 1, when you had...
So basically, to win the game, you got to be dumb.
It does. I mean, Leanne, who won Series 3, she never knew what was going on.
Yeah, most of the time they're like, I was clueless.
And they just keep surviving because the traitors think, oh, they're not really onto it.
Like Aaron.
In Series 1. Yeah. Well, and I can't... Is it Meryl, the dwarf, and Hannah?
Hannah was so confused. Like,
Hannah's
no,
like,
what are you trying to say?
Molly. Harry kept Molly in because she was just for...
Oblivious,
yeah. Oblivious had feelings for him. You'll never know. Maybe we'll talk about the other series one day. But that was a classic moment. Series 2, the ending was just top TV, wasn't it?
It was like gut punch. That's exactly what it was, and you're like, oh.
It was good. But if we go back to tonight, then there was Nick mentioned. There was all. I mean, they started off with Stephen, and we're thinking, oh, maybe Stephen will go. But then Stephen.
Yeah, there were so many like names you could go for, and suddenly they all decided against Mark and David, and you're like, what?
I get the Mark thing because it seems dramatic, and Big Joe said, "Do not vote Stephen off. I'm convinced he's a faithful." So I get that, but then he went for Mark, and Alan's there, sort of half cracking up. He made that comment at the start, didn't he?
Just like,
he's just.
And then in the morning, he was like, "I was just eating that cheese, just not to laugh," and I was like,
It's like I'm outsmarting Stephen Fry. I feel like Einstein
yeah.
beating Einstein at Cluedo. So no, David. I thought David defended himself quite well because he said all the attention's on Mark. Why would I bother speaking up, saying it's someone else? I could have just sat here, which is true.
Yeah.
And he has. I mean, you said he was smart. No doubt he is. He's a historian, but he's not been smart here. He's literally put himself on the way the episode's ended is.
Well, they're all saying like before, during breakfast, I think they said, like, guys, or last banishment or something like that. But they said we have to speak, but not during banishment because that's there and then. Throughout the day, we have to speak. So I think they started speaking more throughout, like in the cars more, and then later on when they were mingling, they just spoke a bit like to people overall and like saying, "So what are you thinking?" rather than me going there, and then boom. I don't know it. I get really confused because one says something and then you're like, oh my god, that is so true.
Yeah.
And then you get swayed in their direction. So I think that was a very smart move to just sort of talk throughout the day, see where your cards are, and then like go with it. So that's why they came up with those two names.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So I think
the way it's ended is insane. I'm so annoyed. The way they've left it on that cliffhanger.
We're like, bro, no!
Literally just like, what? Please don't stop. Because
so that has never ever happened.
Not in the UK at least. That's all we want. No, it's
like, so I was thinking about this. They said by chance. So there's so many different options. They can't be, because there always have to be two. So it could be either. I know this is like
you could have three people in a three-way tie theoretically.
Well, yeah, but we're talking about two people there. I'm talking what would be the thing that would be by chance. Coin. That's just a bit simple. I feel.
Flicking a coin.
Yeah.
They must have something in line.
Picking a straw.
Short straw.
I think that's just like. But then that's something. How do you decide who chooses first?
But when they say pure chance, that means to me it can't be an activity. It won't be like, I don't know, the quickest to run 100, something stupid like run 100 meters. It has to be.
That's not chance.
No, that's what I'm saying. So it has to be like, give a player two cards and
rock paper scissors. you don't.
No. Give two cards. You got one that say they give Mark two cards. One says survive and the other says die.
Yeah, but what? How do you choose?
No, then David. Can I finish?
No,
that's the
point.
Then David would pick one. Oh, we've lost our second viewer again. We've got. What are we doing? Mum, you still with us? And then they pick the second card. Sorry, I've lost my train of thought then.
I think not a very good game.
One live viewer. This is appalling. I think this live stream's a disaster. Whose idea was this?
Anyway. Okay, so I said...
Can I do my card example?
Well, you've lost your track of thought, so I don't know what you're saying.
So imagine I've got two cards.
Yes.
One says leave and one says die. I'm Mark and you're David. You pick one. And whatever.
Who picks first?
It does matter.
No, because
it doesn't matter. Mark gets two.
100% chance, whereas the other one's
listen,
got
woman, listen. Mark can see both of them alive and dead. David can't, and he picks one. And whatever he picks, you pick alive, I have dead. That happens. You pick dead. Do you see?
So one person's got two cards and he sees them both, and the other person just
doesn't
chooses.
see. Yes, are you with me? Now you're with me.
Yeah, but I feel the cards are all to one person.
No, you're overcomplicating. You're overcomplicating.
Yeah, but I like to overcomplicate things. That's why you're with me.
Is that right?
I keep you like really
stress me out over from little things. It's the grey hairs. Yes, I knew there was a comment. You stopped yourself.
I was going to say, but I was like, I'm going to be loving.
Oh.
So, I do think they should make it more exciting, but I get what you're saying about a card because there was one game in the Traitors
series,
with cards.
They just flick the cards over.
So like
Could be that.
passing and choosing cards. So that could be something similar.
So they could have an odd number of cards on the table and just take it in turns picking it, and whoever picks the special card.
Yeah.
Could be that.
That could.
I'm so annoyed. Oh, we're down to 1 again. We're up to 3. We're at our peak at 3. Sorry, I got quite excited there. I just don't want to talk about it.
You know, people who see this later, they just keep hearing how many views you've had.
Yeah, but then that might get us some more views out of sympathy. The fact there was a tie at the first one, and then the second time round it was 5-1. Like Mark had 5 votes and David had 1.
And Kat was like, oh,
and then he got 5-2, 5-3, 5-4, and then I thought Celia was going to vote for Mark, but she didn't.
I was hoping would go for David just to see what happens.
I'm so annoyed that, I mean, at least it's only 1 day we have to wait. This time tomorrow to see it. If it was 6 days.
I want to know now. I'm very impatient.
Oh, that'll soon come. 1 day's annoying, but 6 days would be unbelievable.
Well, still though.
But every day that Jonathan survived, Alan, by the way, is playing a blinder. He's actually going for it a bit more.
Alan is playing really well. I'm so pleased.
I'm surprised.
I want him to stay.
But he's not been under pressure, and when he does, will he just
buckle?
No.
So he had some sort of like name being thrown, like, oh, maybe you're a traitor, and he's like, oh, maybe you will. But he plays an Alan. He doesn't play someone else. Is like a different persona.
He has acted in films as well, hasn't he? I have seen him in your film, like Nativity and stuff.
But he does show his personality, which a lot of people will be like, and then Tom said that to him, remember? Tom said, well, maybe you're the traitor. And he was like, oh, we budget for once. And turning
just
to
fobbed
joke.
him off. Yeah.
And then Tom laughed because he knows like what Alan is like.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that Alan tends to laugh it off and be like a jokey bag. So if he's not jokey bag, this is what
has Alan ever had a vote?
Once.
Claire, was it Claire?
Mark, I think, voted for him. And he's like, well, I'll be watching you now, Mark. And that's how you voted on him.
I thought it was Claire.
No, it's
Mark.
I
might be wrong.
I think it's Mark.
What did you think of Kat saying in front of
Jonathan.
others? And
Jonathan was like this.
In front of others, like before the round table, then at the round table. That'd be interesting to see that conversation when they both.
Or when there's just traitors.
Yeah, why'd you bring my name up? And she'll be like, "Oh, I have to play the role. I can't be seen to like defend you all the time. People are bringing my name
She
up."
would be smart to say so. That's why I said, Stephen and Jonathan, because that's what we spoke during the group talks, and like I didn't want to point out that I'm just talking about Stephen because we both spoke about you. And people on this table will know later on that I fibbed a little bit. So I wanted the cards on the table, and I wanted to be transparent. So everybody's trying to play a game, but obviously when it comes to conversation, I neither swayed or went with whichever direction. I just was like, it's one or the other, you know. It wasn't like. So that's the clever way of spinning it, I suppose.
I'm just thinking now. I actually think Stephen's got a good chance of winning this thing. Stephen, because the traitors aren't going to...
No, Alan, hello.
The traitors aren't going to kill him. Because Jonathan in particular... Jonathan's probably the biggest personality out of the 3 traitors.
Because he doesn't want to be...
Because as soon as Stephen's gone and they see he's a faithful, they'll be like...
Jonathan, yeah.
So Stephen's going to stay for a while. So if the faithfuls do end up winning this show, I think Stephen will win.
Well, he could get banished. Because they think there's two big dogs.
I don't think he will though. Like tonight was probably the biggest risk for him, and he wasn't in the top 2.
He basically, I want to say begged in a polite way, but
so please don't vote me.
He's like, but you'll be making the biggest mistake.
People just believe
you'll be another traitor, another faithful coming out, and they're like, we've lost
genuine.
So many, we don't want.
He seems genuine.
Another one to go. What is it? 7? They're down to 7.
There was 19, and yeah, there's 7 gone.
So like
4 murders, 3 banishments, and there'll be 8.
They're bloodthirsty, but then Kat said like they need one, and so did Alan. So they're willing to give up Jonathan, whereas Jonathan, for the dear life of his, does not want to get rid of Stephen. So,
but Jonathan might completely next episode after whoever Mark or David goes, Jonathan might then completely flip it and be like, go for Kat. Now that he knows that Kat's mentioned his name, I could fully believe Jonathan doing that.
Well, like they said,
which would be great TV.
Who said that? Joe, Big Joe. That he said that I believe that he would throw another traitor under.
Yeah.
So
I could fully believe that happening. Fully.
I thought Kat made quite a big mistake to speak about Jonathan in front of a big table. Because, yes, they mentioned Jonathan's name before, but she shouldn't have said that just yet. Because I feel like she's opened herself to a risk with Jonathan, and Jonathan's like, oh, I see you now. You're on my radar now. You've been possibly the quietest one. How come you're speaking out now?
Yeah.
But she could also say, well, everybody's been like, Kate, you don't speak, Kat, you don't speak, you
Can't win.
So I basically just said what I thought. That's all. This is the game of trying to suss people out, isn't it? So that's how you fight innocently, of course.
Maybe. Maybe. I mean, usually we'd say, who do we think's going to go? But it's not a murder. It's a banishment, and it's equal chance. So there's no real point.
So that's what we're speaking about. What type of chance could it be? You think it's cards, which obviously.
It could be anything. Let's be real.
I want them to be really exciting.
I hope it's entertaining. I hope it's not just like flicking a coin or something.
Yeah, that would be really like dull.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
They just do it in like slow motion.
They're like, where's the coin? Oh, there's the coin.
Oh,
let's do it.
Before I forget, if Terry, you're probably not watching this live because we've got so few viewers. But Terry, if you do watch this on repeat, we'd like to say thank you for all your lovely comments. I don't like the Tom Daly comparison earlier, but you know, that's quite good. It's quite a good comparison for you. Tom Daly, no, not so much. But you're probably our number one fan, so thank you, Terry, and we love you.
Cheers.
Any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
So, actually, maybe by chance, who do you think it's gonna be the unlucky one?
There's just no way of knowing.
Well, you can still guess.
50-50.
We've been getting things wrong all the time anyway.
If there's actually something they've got to do to stay in, I think Mark would do more than David, if you see my point.
Do you think because he's just that desperate?
So competitive, yeah.
He's competitive, but then sometimes when you feel like there's fire close to you, you get
like
really...
if it was like...
Whereas I think David would keep things calm.
If it was fight to the death or something, or something stupid like that, I can imagine Mark would just want it so much more. David would be quite tame, but
he would know. I don't know, but
we'll know in 24 hours anyway.
Oh, tell us now. But I think I kind of want David to stay. Mark is kind of getting me on my nerves, so I just
I think Mark's more entertaining.
Yeah, but it's just what? Well,
but the thing, final thoughts. There's been no recruitment this series because they've not got a thing, a traitor. That's.
Could there be a twist?
They can't recruit someone now. It'd be ridiculous, wouldn't it? Because it'd be 4 traitors and 6 or 7 faithful.
Yeah, that would make sense.
But I do like a recruitment, and I don't think it might not even happen. You know what I mean?
I want that to happen.
It's good to see someone completely change, and they.
Imagine Celia.
Who would be the best one to come in?
The best one.
Big Joe or Joe Wilkinson. Can you imagine Joe Wilkinson going in and being like?
No, I don't want Big Joe to come in. Big Joe, I think he would be in his pink blanket. No, give me green cloak. No.
Tamika would have been a good one. If anyone's not seen Tamika's exit, watch that on one of our shorts. Her reaction was just incredible.
Who else is there?
I think Big Joe.
Big Joe would be fun.
Would be a really good
It'd be mind blowing. He'd be like, no.
And he'd walk
I knew I was right about you, Jonathan.
And he'd walk into breakfast and just be bricking it. I can imagine, even though he's a big rugby lad.
See, but that's the thing. If there is a recruitment, whoever is chosen, they're slaughter little lamb, isn't it? They're the first one to go.
They'll throw them out. Yeah, lamb to the slaughter. Yeah.
That's the first one, unfortunately, which I wouldn't want Joe to go. I actually
like Big Joe.
him. I like Alan and like Joe.
They might get rid of Big Joe about the murder. We've not even talked about the murder.
Oh, it's stressing me out, this show.
Well, let's do,
Anyway.
I think we'll wrap it. I think we've covered a lot
going on and on and on about it. It is all very stressful, so we're going to find out tomorrow. Stay with us, guys.
Please. I don't know how many. We've got over 100 views for all our vids. This channel is only really a couple of weeks old, so we've got over 100. Didn't even talk about that. We only had 33 subs this time last week. Now we've got 150. So thanks, everyone, for subbing. I don't know if this live stream idea is going to be a disaster now, as we're down to one person, which I think is my mum, if you're still watching. So, I don't know. We'll see what views we get by tomorrow night. Might have to stop the live stream. If people like the live streams, give this a like and subscribe, because otherwise we might just go back to the normal format if it gets to more people.
Yeah, I feel like the quality is a little bit better
On the phone.
on my phone
Yeah.
than the camera on the laptop.
Well, we can do it live maybe on the phone tomorrow. We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully that works.
But if we only get 10 views, might just have to not do it live. But thanks, guys. And Terry, when you do watch this, we love you. Thanks, so. Cheers. Bye-bye.